Hey, what's up? It's your girl DJ Sky High Baby, and you are watching Grape Tea News.
Let's talk about some real stuff. So shout out to Steffi B, man. She sent me a email, guys. She's part of Grape Tea Gang. She said she wanted me to look through this, and it was very interesting. So this is to give you guys a outlook on what to expect with Chrisean's court case. Okay, the actual criminal case in Oklahoma. All right. So if you see anything, okay, if you see anything less than some form of harsh punishment with Chrisean, with these multiple and egregious and aggressive probation violations, then you got to start giving the side eye. This is when you start projecting and suggesting and alleging, informant, snitch, whatever you want to call it, right? Hear me out. Now, we covered Chrisean's probation violations numerous times, y'all. We got the paperwork, all right? We have the paperwork, okay? And they called her, this was in her probation papers, y'all, right? They was talking about her being on the run, being a risk, a flight risk and all of this stuff, saying that she's a danger to her community, right? She's not safe on the streets, but whatever the case may be, right? And when you read this actually tells you that Oklahoma, for one, they're tough on crime. Okay? They're tough on crime. They're not playing. Okay? Check this out. Probation violations in Oklahoma, legal consequences and defense. All right? The state of Oklahoma has a well-deserved reputation for being tough on crime. Probation violations are taken very seriously, and if you're being accused of violating the terms of your probation, don't wait. Get probation violation defense from a qualified, experienced Oklahoma criminal defense lawyer. Remember, that's what she got now, okay? It says probation violation defense from an Oklahoma lawyer. There are two primary types of probation violations, and your defense will depend on which one you're dealing with. Technical violations and substantive violations, okay? Technical violations occur when the probationer fails to comply with the specific terms set by the court, such as by missing a meeting with a probation officer or a failed substance test. A substantive violations happen in a probation if a probationer commits a new crime. Okay, so her beating up James Chanel Wright, okay, going to jail, getting convicted, and having probation is basically an aggressive violation. It's an egregious violation. Okay, so she already violated for leaving the state of Oklahoma, for not doing her community service, not reporting to her probation officer that she even moved, right? She was living in California and stuff like that, right? Avoiding the police having a warrant, right? Being on the run, going online saying that you're not turning yourself in, talking about the DA, talking about the judge, and then got the nerve to attack someone, assault someone with an unaliving weapon, right? With an deadly weapon, right? And getting convicted for that. All right? It says both types of violations are serious, but for obvious reasons, substantive violations are generally treated much more harshly. Okay? Let's check this out. Immediate consequences. Upon suspicion of a probation violation, a probation officer may file a violation report with the court. In many cases, this means an arrest warrant will be issued for the probationer, okay? Once they are arrested, the individual may be held in custody until a probation violation hearing is scheduled, right? Which is going on now, right? October 11th. And during this hearing, a judge will determine whether a violation occurred and, if so, decide on the appropriate penalties, okay? Typical penalties. In most cases, the judge will consider extending the probation period, imposing additional probation terms, requiring mandatory participation in rehabilitation programs or community service, setting fines, or even revoking the probation entirely and sending the offender back to prison. Remember, they already did that. They extended her probation. She didn't go to community service. Okay? She obviously didn't pay her fines or something, because remember, she has like some type of tax stamp or something like that when it comes to, the substance charge that she has, right? Okay. So they can definitely send her back to prison. It says if a probationer was serving a deferred sentence, which WAC said that she was. WAC 100 says that. I don't know how true that is. WAC 100 said that she had a deferred sentence, meaning that all she had to do was just be on her P's and Q's, right? But if she don't, she's gonna have to serve that deferred sentence. So if they gave her 4 years, right, probation as a deferred sentence, if she violates that, she has to do that remainder of that time, right, of her probation in prison, which will be what, 3 years, y'all, 2027, right? But yeah, it says if a probationer was serving a deferred sentence, the judge is likely to grant what's called a motion to accelerate. And remember, they have that. It actually says that in her court documents. I can find that. Y'all know I got it. I just got to look for it, y'all. But we got that downloaded. I just got to look it up. We already got all the court records. We went through this already. But yeah, it says the judge is likely to grant what's called a motion to accelerate, MTA, which moves up the process. This means the probationer will be quickly convicted and sentenced. So for example, if you accepted a plea deal for a crime that normally carries a jail term of 5 years, and you agreed to plead guilty for deferred sentencing in exchange for 3 years probation, which sounds like Chrisean, if you violate probation after 2.5 years, you are likely to be sentenced to the entire 5-year term, and none of the time spent in probation counts against it. Wow. Obviously, it's not possible to say in advance what consequences will be given to any particular probationer, because of the consequences always depend on the nature of their violation, the individual's criminal history, and their overall behavior while they've been on probation. Chrisean's behavior has been erratic since she's been on probation. Okay? Multiple lawsuits, punching people. All right, going to jail, getting convicted. All right. It says aggravating factors and enhanced penalties. Okay. Certain factors can exacerbate things quite a bit. For instance, if a probationer commits a new criminal offense while on probation, that steps things up and usually means not only the immediate revocation of the probation and reimposition of the entirety of the original sentence, but also a new trial for a new crime where if the person is found guilty, they can expect no leniency. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Oh, man. Filing to appear at a scheduled court hearing, reportedly violating probation terms or showing a pattern of non-compliance. She has shown a pattern. Remember y'all, Oklahoma had to extradite her twice. Oklahoma extradited Chrisean on Baddies East, right? And recently, a few months ago. Wow. So showing a pattern of non-compliance are also serious issues and can bring down all the harsher penalties. If you're on parole, remember that judges have significant discretion in determining the consequences of a probation violation, and they will want to look at your overall behavior both before and during probation, the nature of your original offense, and the circumstances of any parole violation in making their decision. It also matters how the case is brought to them, and that's where it matters that you have a skilled Oklahoma lawyer on your side. Defense strategies for probation violations. It's not simple to challenge a probation violation because the courts are predisposed against you. Remember, if you commit a new crime while you're on probation, you don't have to actually be convicted of that crime to have your probation terms rescinded. And remember, she was convicted. Wow. The fact that you've been charged is enough to get you put back in jail while they investigate. It's never wise to try to fight the criminal prosecution system on your own. You need a lawyer. We obviously know that. Yeah, man. This is not looking good, y'all. It says challenging the evidence. The first thing to try is often to challenge the evidence presented by the prosecution. Well, they got evidence. They got all the evidence. Okay. All right. She lost the damn case. And then she's on camera saying that she's not turning herself in because she has a baby. And then she's talking trash about the DA and the judge. She do everything on camera. So it's going to be hard not to challenge the evidence, I guess. But, you know, it says the first thing is to try to challenge the evidence presented by the prosecution. But remember that all the prosecution has to do here is prove that a violation occurred by a preponderance of the evidence, which is a lower standard than the beyond a reasonable doubt standards that's used in criminal trials. In other words, they don't have to actually prove you did it so much as to show that it's more likely than not that you did do it. Ooh! Your lawyer will try to find inconsistencies or weaknesses in the evidence, which can be effective at times. Man, she gonna need Johnny Cochran, y'all. She gonna need Rob Kardashian Sr. Another defense strategy is to provide a justifiable reason for the alleged violation. There's no justified reason, y'all. One, you're not supposed to leave Oklahoma. Why'd you leave Oklahoma? So she got to prove why she left Oklahoma. Why you didn't do your community service, right? She got to prove why she didn't do that. She got to prove why she punched James Chanel right in the face and she was found guilty of that. All right. Y'all. Oh, why you didn't report to your probation officer? Right? Why were you on the run? Why you didn't turn yourself in? Okay. Why you didn't let us know you was in California? We couldn't find you. She gonna need justifiable reasons for all of this, y'all. For example, if you missed a meeting for your probation officer due to a medical emergency or because your car broke down, then presenting documentation or witness testimony to prove this claim can be good defense. And remember, another violation, y'all, was somebody was acting as if they were her lawyer when they was talking to her probation officer. They didn't like that. Yeah, man. You said, didn't her own probation officer recommend jail time? Yes, he did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Let's check this out. It says demonstrating cooperation. Even if there was a violation, if you can demonstrate that in general you've made every effort to comply with your probation terms by attending all required programs or maintaining regular employment, this can often go a long way towards convincing a judge to view a minor violation as an exception and show some leniency. Woo! What to expect at the hearing. Okay, let's check this out. Hold on. What to expect at the hearing. It says a hearing for a probation violation is quite different from a regular criminal trial. It does take place in a courtroom and in front of a judge, but there won't be a jury present. Instead, the judge will review the evidence and determine whether it seems likely that you did violate the terms of your parole. If you're being charged with committing a new crime while on parole, bear in mind that this hearing is separate from the trial you'll go through on the new charge. Oh, man. At the hearing, both the prosecution and the defense attorney will be allowed to present their cases. Normally, the probation officer first offers evidence of the alleged violation. They may be relying on witness testimony, reports, video evidence, and any other relevant documentation. So they can use all of Chrisean's stories against her too. All her IG stories and Snapchats and stuff. The probationer with their attorney can then challenge the evidence and present their own evidence and witnesses, or offer a justification or mitigating factors for the violation if those apply. And remember, y'all, they can use the video of her not turning herself in, but still going to play football, right? And when when the police be called, she run into the locker room hiding, talking about, I ain't got no cases, I'm not on the run, I'm not running, come get me. Oh, man. It says avoiding the problem entirely. Obviously, the best way to avoid a charge of probation violation is to obey the law and carefully follow all of the terms of your probation. That said, however, it's not unheard of for probationers to be falsely charged with violation. Yeah, we know that's not happening. So, yeah. So this was very interesting, man. Shout out to Steffi B. That was very interesting. They was dropping some tea. You said, damn, she need the 08? You said she thumbing her nose at the PO, right? She fled the state after she was sentenced, right? You said the judge gonna slide on her? I don't know, y'all. I wouldn't be surprised. Nothing would surprise me at this point. Nothing would surprise me. You said the whole 8 years? Man. You said someone else made another good point. If they were going to reinstate her, they would have done it on Friday. Right. Man. Well, y'all know it doesn't end there, right? She still got trouble in California, y'all, allegedly. Okay, so shout out to Corey. He says, since Chrisean has been released on bail, do y'all think that she has checked in with her probation, with the probation department out in Cali? She was supposed to notify them within 48 hours after being released. She has been released from Oklahoma jail for almost 3 weeks now. Cali Probation Department should have been aware of this. It is important that all persons released from custody or the court and referred to the probation department for supervision understand that they will need to report to a probation area office for intake and orientation instructions within 48 hours. Well, you know she ain't been to LA, y'all. So I guess he's trying to say that she already violated. Yep, 12 months in effect for assault with a deadly weapon. Okay, obey all laws. Yeah, man. Well, you know we know she ain't been to LA. So basically Corey is saying that there's a chance, okay, that she has already violated her probation in LA. I guess when she bailed out, she was supposed to report to them within 48 hours. Allegedly. Okay? Allegedly. You said, how can she do that? She can't leave. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. She got so much stuff going on, y'all. I'm confused. I don't know. She got too much. It's just too much. It's too much. And you know what's crazy? Literally 100% of this could have been avoided. She got all this stuff going on, y'all, because she can't keep her hands to herself. She stole Blueface car. Okay, like just doing all this craziness. She didn't have to do none of this stuff. But they blame Blue. Y'all know the rock tars, the Christian animals, the unstable creatures. They blame Blue. They blame everybody else. Chrisean is anointed. She don't deserve to be in this position. Right? Yeah, all of this is alleged. We don't know. I have no idea, y'all. I'm just reporting. Okay? I'm just reporting. All right? But yeah, man. This is crazy, man. Them rock tars though, y'all know they gonna be mad. They go cry in the car.
Man, my grandmama gave me that chain.
They go cry in the car.
Beyonce said it best. Me, myself, and I is all I got in the end. That's what I found out. And there ain't no need to cry. Took a vow that from now on, I'm gonna be my own best friend. And cut.
Like, I don't know, I had to find my audience for real.
Who is your audience? Big, black, toxic, bottom feeders.
I'm a hater.
Yeah.
House full of women, cuz. House full of sensitive ass females. Dealing with they damn hormones. Y'all some unstable creatures. See, I ain't gonna say the B word. I'm gonna say unstable creatures. It's my new word.
Get about the snagger-tooth bitch. What's snagger-tooth bitch? That bitch Chrisean. Oh, he don't. So, let me say, oh, he doesn't like Chrisean. I said, no. So this big 40-odd number ass woman has the nerve to go in her fucking front room and turn on It's a fucking vibe all the time. I look at that bitch and look at my homegirl. I'm like, man, if you don't get me out this motherfucking broad house, talking about a fucking vibe all the time, this bitch here damn near 50. I see what. Like Grape say, unstable creatures. It's a damn shame.